So again, if you guys didn't hear or you're just joining, if you want to speak, which we'll have time to speak, we just don't want everybody to try to talk at the same time because it can get chaotic. When it's time to speak, you can press the space bar to talk, and then when you release it, you're muted again. So like as Bruce likes to say, it's like a walkie-talkie. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for being here. This is our new norm. This is our maiden voyage of doing a sales meeting via Zoom. So, and I know most people are in their home. So this is probably also new for you, particularly if you have kids at home with you. So the headline that we just have on the beginning of this is, I just want you to know that we're really blessed to be with Keller Williams at this time, because they're doing everything that they can to help us stay afloat and move forward during this uncertain time. And of course, we don't know how long it's going to last. No one has a crystal ball, but just know we're all in it together. And I made mention, and Casey said something yesterday too, that we've been on so many Zoom calls. So it's 11 a.m. and this is literally my 4th Zoom call of the day. So this is really how we're going to be communicating from now on. The interesting thing is that we seem to have a lot more engagement on this platform than we were, in the office. So that's kind of exciting to me because, this is the way it's going to be for a little while. So one thing I wanted to share with you guys that Keller Williams did, where everybody else is making cuts. I don't know how much you've been seeing in the news as everyone's making cuts and they're stopping this and they're not doing this anymore. Keller Williams basically is cutting all coaching fees in half. So they're basically putting $20 million back in our agents' pockets, which is pretty impressive. So that's kind of like our big headline for the week. And we can advance the slides, Bruce. So I know that we're all dealing with this challenging time. Obviously, you guys know that we may get I'm sure we have people on this call in Travis County. I know April's in Travis County. They're already at a shelter in place, and there's rumors that that's going to happen in Williamson County either today or tomorrow. So we know that that's going to be a possibility, but I did want to take this opportunity, like we normally do in our team meetings, to just, if someone wants to share something that they're grateful for, then you can use your walkie-talkie space bar and share that with us. So the floor is open if anybody wants to participate.
This is Kathy Walton. I just wanted to share that I lucked out and managed to get some showings in just before all this mess happened. And also I have a new listing that I put up, and I ran some experiments and I put some data up yesterday about how the Facebook ads and the Facebook video is working. And I just wanted to update that. As of today, so my ads have been running for 5 days. My video has been running for 4. For the ads, I've had 3,192 hits with 290 click-throughs, 60% women. And for the video, which is 4 days, 7,229 hits with 4,550 people watching the whole thing for over 55% viewer rate. And 75% are men. So depending on the gender of your audience, I think it's interesting to see which method works better, but video overall is by far way better. And I just made an iMovie out of a walkthrough that we did with an iPhone. So there you go.
Wow. That's super impressive, Kathy, and thanks for sharing that. We're going to talk a little bit more about Facebook ads a little bit, like probably in a couple slides from here. Something that we're going to offer you guys as an incentive to run those sort of things while you're home and you actually have the time to do it, right? And number 2, while everybody else is home and they're spending a lot more time, I feel like, on social media, which can be a positive or a negative depending on which way you look at it. So does anybody else want to share anything gratitude wise?
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to share with everyone that I have taken the to actually call people directly And in the last 3 days, I had made 165 calls. I had got 6 leads. And in times like this, it's not that I'm calling about you selling or buying. I'm sorry. I'm calling about how are you, what you need, what can we do for you. So just wanted to share that. Very grateful.
That's awesome. And that's something that for any of you guys that are in, again, something else we're going to talk about in the future that are in the Shift Book Club, it does tell you that in these kind of times, you have to kind of double down and do more. Doesn't necessarily mean you're calling people and asking them for business, but you're just increasing your contacts. And that could be as simple as just calling and checking in on people. So thank you for sharing that, Carolina. Anyone else? Okay, well, hearing none, we'll move on. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of give you guys a brief, some of you guys, you know this, but we're in phase 1 at the office right now, which is basically our training rooms are closed, our conference rooms are closed. And if you don't have an office at the office, we just refrain from you visiting for periods of time. We understand that if you've got a check from a closing, you're gonna wanna come pick that up. But not to loiter at the office just for the sake of, if you want to get out of the house, we're not the place for you to hang out. So we really want to limit that traffic and the gathering in the office. And clearly, if you've traveled over the past 2 weeks or you don't feel well, please don't come in at all. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Bruce, you want to move us along?
Mm-hmm.
So here kind of tells you, again, where we are, phase 2. So right now, a lot of us are kind of learning how to, we've been forced into a little bit farther than phase 1, just because in the event that we have to move into these phases, we need to be ready to do that. And so phase 2 is obviously limited market center use just to the leadership, and so no agents in the market center. And then phase 3 would be everybody works remotely. So I think for the most part, we're all kind of voluntarily in phase 3 with the exception of Kayla, because we have to have someone to answer the phone and accept packages. So she's working at the office, reduced. We're working on getting phones forwarded and figuring out all of that piece. So that's something that we're working on. So if we get into a situation where we can't be at the market center at all, we can still function. So just so you guys know that we're in the works to plan that if we needed to move into that area. All right, Bruce, next. So I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you guys what the board, the Williamson County Board of Realtors, is doing. They've sent a letter to the governor letting them know. I know that you guys know that if we do get a shelter in place, there's essential businesses that can still be run, and then other ones they don't deem essential. So we've written a letter to the governor saying that real estate is essential, and you can kind of see what this states. I'm not going to read it to you. And so the local board has sent a letter to the governor. And then I think the next slide is what the Texas Realtors have done. So they also have sent a letter to the governor saying that real estate is essential, and needs, that we don't want to shut down our real estate at all. So just wanted to let you guys know what our associations are doing on our behalf. And there is something similar also from the National Association of Realtors that isn't included here. So does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. For any of you that joined late, since I just asked if you had questions, if you want to speak, you can press your space bar. Everybody is muted by, just so with background noise. They're trimming trees across the street from me. It's very noisy. But if you want to speak, to press the space bar. It's like a walkie-talkie. So you can press it down and talk, and then when you release it, you'll be muted again. All right, Bruce, you want to move on?
Yes.
Okay, so the training calendar has changed. Everything has changed. You're used to this paper thing. We've moved to everything on Zoom, basically. Everything we're doing is on Zoom. And then Bruce, you want to show them the KW? Okay, awesome. Look at that. So if you go to our kwroundrock.com page, it'll show you what's happening every day live and give you the Zoom link. And then if you see where right there in the middle of the page, it says live from KWRI. So International has put together a training schedule as well. Then they have live streams. And so you can see what they're, and it shows you what they're doing every day, like Shift Book Club, which we're going to talk about in a second, starts at noon. But it just kind of shows you what they're doing too. So if we all seem to have a little extra time on our hands right now. So it's an opportunity for you to kind of jump in and look at that. And then the other thing is right below that, it shows you how to connect with us remotely. So if you needed to schedule some time to talk to me and you didn't want to do it via phone, if you wanted to do a face-to-face like this, or, the cool thing about Zoom is we can share our screen. So if I needed to look at something, or we could have a conversation, but you can just schedule for me, it's 15:30 an hour, and it'll show you the times that I'm available those days. And then it'll set up, I think Bruce will set up like through Zoom.
Yeah. So when you select the meeting, you can choose by a phone call if you want to just schedule a phone call, or Zoom. And then when you do that, it'll automatically create the Zoom meeting, send you the information on how to connect and all that stuff. And it should add it to your calendar as well. We still do have the physical location in there. Please refrain from that one for now. I couldn't find a way to edit that out. But anyways, so yeah, we're looking for phone calls and Zooms you can schedule.
And that doesn't mean you can't call one of us or text us or email us. Just know that this is another way to actually get something on the calendar immediately. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. We are working, I will tell you that what we're working on currently is a Google Calendar, which basically you could subscribe to all of our trainings would live on the Google Calendar, and you could subscribe to our calendar. So you could technically go into your Google Calendar and it would say Keller Williams Round Rock. And if you wanted to click on that box and see everything that is scheduled, and the beauty of doing that is that we would have the Zoom link for every single training already embedded in that calendar. So you wouldn't have to go look for the link. You're like, oh, I want to take that class. And that's how I function really well, because when I schedule a Zoom call, in my calendar is the link. And so I just go to my calendar and I click on it and I'm there. And so that's what we're working on right now. And then obviously you could hide that calendar if you didn't want to see it. You could add it if you wanted to see it, that sort of thing. So that's the direction that we're going. Hopefully we'll have that resolved by the end of the week. So just we'll be looking for that. All right. Next. Okay, so a couple of things that I want to bring to your attention. So there is a Facebook group called Pivot Shift Ahead, and you should have received an invite for that Facebook group. If you haven't, it's real easy. Just go into your search bar in Facebook and type in Pivot Shift Ahead and join that Facebook group. The other thing about this group is that you can invite agents from other other companies to join this. It's a community. It's us coming together as Keller Williams family and showing our culture. So that's an option for you as well. And then the other thing that I wanted to bring up is Bold. So Bold, for those of you that were registered for Bold that was supposed to start this Thursday, it is postponed. It is now going to move to a digital format. So it will start May 4th. So May 4th, and it will run Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the month of May from 11 to 1. So it's 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. You clearly won't be making calls during that time. You would be doing that on your own. It is now, instead of $7.99, it's been reduced to $99. So anybody that did pay the $700, you were going to get a $700, $799, you're going to get a $700 credit. Or if you did the payment plan or whatever you've paid, you're going to get everything back except for the $99. So right now, all the agents that were currently registered for Bold, we've gone through that list and we're calling them to make sure that they want to continue with the new format. I think we've got everybody contacted except for 2 that we can't seem to get a hold of right now. And so we're opening it up to anybody in our market center that wants to take Bold for $99. We do need to get you registered by Thursday, because what happens, I think Thursday at 5 o'clock or Friday morning, they're going to open up the registration to anybody and everybody, and they're only going to take 140 registrations. So what we've done is we really think that this is an important, as we're pivoting in the business, we think that this is a really important time to take Bold. Actually, let me look if I can do this. I can't. I don't even know how to do it. Hold on. I was going to tell you guys that. Oh, hold on.
Robert Fisher asked again what day and time he just joined.
Okay, awesome. So it's going to be, it starts the first Tuesday in May. Let me double check that I have the date right. So that'd be May 5th. It would be Cinco de Mayo. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It starts May 5th. It'll end on May 28th. So it's 4 weeks long of 3 days a week for 2 hours from 11 to 1. $99. And what we're offering right now is, we know that this is a really good opportunity for you guys to take Bold. And so if you sign up for Bold Pivot, we're calling it Bold Pivot because it's different than the traditional Bold, then we will reimburse you that $99 on your next transaction. And then the other thing that we're willing to do for you guys is if you sign up for Bold by Thursday, the $99 Bold, then we are also looking at giving you up to $100 social media credit to run Facebook ads. So this kind of goes back to, Kathy's testimonial about how her running ads has been, she's been getting a lot of traction with that. So you would be required to attend a Facebook ad workshop either in in April or May. So, and you would have to complete Bold, and you would have to take the workshop and push out your ad or ads during the Bold period in order to get that $100 up to $100 reimbursement. So if you spend $50 on ads, then we'll reimburse you $50. If you spend, we'll reimburse you up to $100. So if you spend $200, we'll reimburse you $100 of that. So it's just another opportunity for you to really take this time to, push your business to the next level while we're kind of all hanging out. I know some of you are doing business, and some of you are doing virtual showings and virtual open houses and that sort of thing. But this is really because we are spending more time at home. This is an opportunity. So if you're interested in the Bold Pivot for $99, just let one of the staff members know as soon as possible so we can get you registered. Because like I said, they're going to open the floodgates to anyone and everyone. And we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to register before everybody else. So any questions about that?
Real quick, in the Facebook Pivot group, I put a link in the chat for Zoom and in the comments on Facebook.
Okay.
Just wanted to clarify. So Bold Pivot will essentially cost nothing?
That's correct.
And we'll get a credit for ads?
Yes.
That's amazing.
It
Just
is.
wanted to clarify. So Bold Pivot will essentially cost nothing?
That's correct.
And we'll get a credit for ads?
Yes.
That's amazing.
It
Just
is.
wanted to clarify. So Bold Pivot will essentially...
Thank you, Casey. So Yes. So not only is it not $7.99 anymore, it's $99, and you'll get that money back, and you get $100 credit for Facebook ads. So, and you'll get the opportunity to take a class. I don't know if Dustin knows this, but he'll be teaching that class and teaching you how to do Facebook ads at a really high level because he's pretty good at it. So, all right. Any other questions around Bold Pivot before we move on? Okay. Next. Okay, so you guys, this is another form. This is Avis's response to this COVID-19 addendum. So if you haven't read this, it's on our Facebook post. It's on our Facebook page. I think I posted it as an announcement, so it would be up towards the top so you could read it. So she's kind of just saying obviously read it carefully. And if we're representing a seller, be really diligent in explaining this form because it gives buyers rights that they don't have in our regular contract forms. So she's not forbidding the use of the form, but obviously you probably would want a real estate attorney, your client's real estate attorney, to review it prior to using it. So we're not asking you to use it. We're not telling you can't use it. We just want you to be really careful. And I think that this is a really good explanation of kind of where we stand and gives you a lot of information. So does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. And we'll move on. Okay. So just wanted to share something with you guys. It's a little humorous because this is all serious stuff we're talking about. So enjoy.
COVID, let's kick it. Virus, baby. Coronavirus, baby. All right, stop. So isolate and listen. COVID's back, it's a brand new version. The virus grabs a hold of you tightly, grips like a harpoon. Yeah, it's frightening. Will it ever stop, yo? I hope so. Stock up on pasta and bot roll. Yeah, it's extreme, it's global, international. Bleach everything, wipe the floor with door handles. Hand sanitizer market has boomed. I'm staying in, doing TikToks in my bedroom. Deadly. Corona is the enemy. Scientists doing their best to make a remedy. Wash it and clean it yourself will wait. Social distancing is the way. Let's hit the problem, but we'll solve it. Let's take it and we can resolve it. Virus, baby. Coronavirus, baby.
Oh no, what happened?
There we go.
Coronavirus, baby. Coronavirus, baby. Yo, just be careful out there. Let's love one another. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed that parody. Look, obviously my job is to try and make everybody smile, try and be positive and be entertaining, but this is serious times, okay? So I'm not making light of this. I'm not taking the mickey because Corona is a serious thing. There's lots of people out there that are affected. Lots of people have already lost their lives to this. So we have to be mindful. We've got to stay safe, follow all the guidance. The guidance is changing all the time. So I'm not going to give you some advice now because I don't know when you're going to see this video and things may have changed already. The key is we've got to stay safe, all right? And I know we're going to get through this. So hope you enjoyed the video. There is actually some educational bits in there as well, which is what I always try and do. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that I brought a little bit of smile in quite a tough time. Much love, much respect. Thanks for following, thanks for sharing, and thanks for caring. Big up.
Could y'all hear that? I was wondering.
Yeah.
Audio.
Except for the little hiccup where it, kind of froze up.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway, I had a friend send me that over the weekend, and I just thought it was hilarious. And I mean, who doesn't like a little vanilla ice anyway? So, all right, onward.
April.
So April, I want to just give April an opportunity to tell you kind of what she's doing and just address everyone.
Hi. So we are doing daily training and along with script practice, role play, and then calling our database. So that is every day from 9:30 to 11 a.m. And we are doing that Monday through Saturday. So for people who are dual career or can't catch us during the week, you can catch me on Saturday for live script practice and lead gen. So we've had some successes in the past 2 days, and really excited to have a good group. So anybody who would like to join, you do not have to be signed up for coaching. Everybody is welcome. And with the shift book and Gary's advice about doubling down on lead gen right now, it's a great opportunity to kind of get some energy and have a regular time to do your lead gen. So hope to see you there.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you. Okay, and then, so then I wanted to talk to you guys about the Shift Book Club. So we started it in the office yesterday at 3, we had it from 3:30 to 4:30. We discussed the first 28 pages. Casey, myself, and April are kind of facilitating that. And we're meeting again tomorrow at 3:30 for Tactic 2, and then on Friday for Tactic 3. Those are only half hour, 3:30 to 4. I will tell you that I'm going to be on the Shift Book Club that Jay Papasan is doing today at noon, just to kind of see what that's like. I talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the meeting before it even really started, to see if that's something that we feel like is worth you guys checking out. But we may still meet a couple times a week as a mastermind, because sometimes in a big group, like that would be a really big group of a lot of people. You're not going to be able to ask as many questions and make as many comments, but it still may be really beneficial information. And then we can just meet to kind of mastermind and talk through it. So does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. Okay. So we did what we do once a month. We did want to recognize our cappers from February, so from the previous month. So we can roll that. So we wanted to congratulate Deanna. She capped in February. So congratulations, Deanna. That's super exciting. And Reggie Mitchell also capped in February. And Jennifer Summers. So... And then new agents. So we did want to recognize our new agents that joined us in February. So they are James DeLong. Welcome, James. Avril. Her last name escapes me right now, but so I guess, Bruce, you didn't have her last name, or?
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Okay. It's a hyphenated last name, so.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then who else? And then Macy Sherwood. And Reese is actually, Reese Trimble is significant other of James. So they've come together to us. And Dalton, which apparently Dalton is camera shy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right, so are we, we're at the questions or comments section of this meeting. So does anybody have any questions, comments, anything that they want to share, anything that they're seeing, anything they want to discuss, anything we didn't cover that you want to know about?
Michelle, can I run by the office and pick up a copy of Shift?
We don't have any. So we had 4 last week, and we distributed them to the agents that I know April gave 2 to her agents, and then I had 2 agents that, actually 3 agents that asked for them, and we only had 2 left.
So it is free on Audible as a download, but you do have to pay for the Audible subscription, which I don't think is very much, but Nancy, if you want to check it out through Amazon, they do have a free download through Audible for Shift.
And Casey just posted that you can buy it at kellerinc.com as well.
Yeah, there's also a website called Scribd, which you can do a 30-day free trial and get a PDF of it that way as well. And I'll post them here in the chat group, and I believe they're posted in the Facebook group as well.
Nancy, I can let you borrow one. I have 2. Call me later.
That was Carolina.
Carolina likes to talk and not tell us who she is. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Questions? Like, we have time, so we kind of breezed through that. I figured people are going to have a lot more questions and comments. Anything else? So if you are on the call and you joined late, your space bar is a walkie-talkie, which means if you want to ask a question, you can press your space bar and then and talk and then release it to mute yourself again, because everybody's muted just because of background noise and such.
Can you hear me? I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know what title companies are saying no closing in their office? Have any idea? Have the agents shared that with you guys?
I've seen emails go out from like Capital Title and TNT and First American that they're doing like remote closings. So I mean, as far as I know, we talked about essential businesses, and so I don't know. I think that every title company is going to be a little different in how they're doing things. So I don't have the answer to that.
I have a digital closing with North American on April 3rd.
Okay.
Another question.
With Bedrock Title, and they let the primary come in, but nobody else.
Okay. Who was that?
That's me again. Another question.
Oh,
Agent calling you, having issues with closing buyers?
no, not yet.
Real quick, Facebook Stacy Mansour says she has 2 scheduled that they won't let realtors attend.
Okay. So I guess it's the clients and the title rep only, or the escrow officer only, and no.
Yeah. And then Lily Hernandez says some are also going to start drive-through closings, and some are not letting agents in.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So what they do, they just come, I don't even know how that would work. Like, I guess maybe I don't know. Interesting.
This is Deanna. I was told the drive-through closing was going to be where they could sign everything ahead of time through DocuSign that didn't require a notary. And then there was like 5 pages that would need a notary that they just drive through. They meet them at their car and they sign and notarize.
Okay. That's interesting. Thanks for sharing. All right. Any other questions or comments?
I guess it's me again. Anybody having issues with inspectors going to the houses and do a home inspection? Do you hear me?
We heard you.
I had a house re-inspected for fixes last week, and he came in the house and everything was fine.
Kay Payton in chat says, I'm having an inspection right now.
And Deanna said she had one last week with no issues. So
I can tell you that for our team, we're talking about. Sorry, I have a 2-year-old. We're talking about having our listings potentially pre-inspected and talking about the pros and cons with our sellers there. So if inspectors do start having issues, at least the listings could potentially be pre-inspected. There's obvious pros and cons, but yeah.
right.
Question, Stacy Mansour asks on Facebook, will real estate be considered an essential functions?
Yeah, so
Because
we talked about that a little bit earlier, that as of right now, obviously when Dallas County put their shelter in place, they did list real estate as essential. The Williamson County Board of Realtors and the Texas Realtors have sent letters to the governor saying that real estate does need to be essential. I can't say for sure that that's what's going to happen, but I can say with some confidence that it will be deemed essential.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else?
Chat says, Deanna says, I had one last week, no issues. This isn't regarding COVID, but does anyone know anything about the Lost Quarry neighborhood in Georgetown?
Bueller? Okay.
Okay. Facebook, Stacy Mansour says, I'm having a client. I have a client needing an apartment now.
Okay, so I would say reach out to Apartment Aces. Let me tell you what the phone number is. Hold on, I was just dealing with this yesterday. So 512-238-0000. That's Apartment Aces, and you can refer that person to Apartment Aces.
One more time, please.
512-238-0000.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Anyone else? What else you got?
I did want to say something real quick.
Okay.
So I have still been running my ads for the last week, my Facebook ads, and I've been getting some great results. I've been having people reach out to me with questions. So I don't want anybody to think that this is a time to stop lead generating or stop doing what they're doing, because you can still set people up for the future. I mean, my cost per lead is astronomically lower because I think other people are stopping what they're doing. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that takes me back to, for you guys that are on the fence about Bold, if you register for Bold for $99, you'll be reimbursed that on your next transaction. And then we're also giving you $100 social media, up to $100 social media credit to use for ads. So it's really a win-win. And if anybody wants to sign up for Bold, we need to sign up by Thursday before they open the floodgates. So just let me know. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 to 1, starting May 5th. It just runs the 4 weeks, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for 4 weeks from 11 to 1.
And Michelle, what's that limited to again?
What do you mean limited?
How many people can register?
So right now, our original Bold that was supposed to start on Thursday, we were able to have 140 people in that. And so they're giving us between Northwest, Market Center, Georgetown, and Round Rock 140 spots. If we don't fill those spots by Thursday, they're going to open it up to anybody and everybody that wants to fill those spots. And there's people waiting for them to do that. So this is an opportunity for us to take those spots. And it's really a win-win. I mean, they went from $700 to $99. You get to do it from home. It's 2 hours a day versus all day, and so anyway, it's a great opportunity. If that's something that you're interested in, you need to either get in touch with me or April or Bruce. It doesn't really matter. Just let us know that you're interested. You can let us know in the chat if you're interested, and we can get in touch with you and get you signed up.
Michelle, do we have the links yet, or how are we doing that?
We have the links, but we're going to be registering people. So we don't, we want to share out the links. So,
great.
Anne. So, yeah, so this is a great, like I said, it's a great opportunity to take it. It's a different format. And there was something else I was going to say, and I just kind of lost my train of thought.
Well, we have a couple questions. First of all, Casey Jorgensen says they're looking to buy lock boxes. And Weatherby says she wants to do Bold. Sonia on Facebook says, when will it open up again to outside agents, like non-KW, I guess?
So the reality is, I asked that same question, and as of right now, it's only for Keller Williams agents. So I think they want to see what the demand is going to be from our own agents. As far as I know right now, that's not an option. That could change, but as of right now, that's not an option. Just for us.
All right, we have another one. Judy Koppel asks, she says she has a closing coming up and the buyers are in Canada and Canada is shut down. They cannot even get a notary. Any suggestions or advice?
Casey, you have any thoughts on that one? I don't
Yeah.
know.
So there's a few lenders in town that can currently close without an in-person notary. So they're basically doing notaries via video. I need to check with my team on the actual loan officer, but I believe the company was Thrive Mortgage last time we talked. A lot of lenders are still trying to get that done, but apparently the approval for that takes a long time and it's super expensive. But Thrive Mortgage here in town, I believe, are doing them. So if their lender can't do that because they're not qualified to do it and they don't have the resources to do that, they might have to switch to a lender that will allow that and go talk with them.
Okay. Judy also says that she has lockboxes for sale. Casey, call her.
I'll give her a call. Thank you.
All right. Does anybody have anything else? Okay. Well, then if there's no other questions or comments or anything else that we need to address right now, then we'll go ahead and go into our inspiration and close this thing out. Thanks for being here, guys.
Hey everybody, McConaughey here. Just want to say in these crazy times that we're in with the coronavirus,
I did it again.
let's take care of ourselves and each other. Let's not go to the lowest common denominator and get paranoid. Let's do our due diligence, take the precautions we need to take care of ourselves and those of us around us. Right now, more than ever before, we're all more dependent on each other than we ever have been. We have an enemy in coronavirus that is faceless, that is raceless, sexless, non-denominational, and bipartisan. And it's an enemy that we all agree we're going to beat. We want to beat and we're going to beat them. All right. So in this time when people are going to move on, the economy is going to be in shambles for who knows how long, there is a green light on the other side of this red light that we're in right now. I believe that green light is going to be built upon the values that we can enact right now. Values of fairness, kindness, accountability, resilience, respect, courage. If we practice those things right now, when we get out of this virus this time might be the one time it brings us all together and unifies us like we have not been in a long time. So yes, let's see if we can make some lemonade out of this lemon that we're in the middle of. Turn a red light into a green light. Just keep living.
All right.
Sebastian said, all right, all right, all right.
All right.
All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. This will be our new norm for a while. Obviously, all of our trainings are this way. It's actually kind of fun. Just stay tuned. We're going to work on getting that Google Calendar done as fast as possible so that you guys can just subscribe to that and everything's like on your calendar and you can just click on day and time and the Zoom link is there, and just we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you. But we do appreciate your patience while we're all navigating these uncharted waters. So just make it a great week and know that we're here as a staff. You know, we may not be in the office, but we're available in this format, by phone, by text. If there's anything that you need, or if you are experiencing something you haven't experienced before, just let us know. If we don't know the answer, we're going to go find out. So have a great week.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Michelle.
Michelle.
Thanks, Bruce.
Welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.